One of the things that we consistently try to emphasize with our players is, the mindset that it takes to be a good practice player. And, we kind of measure speed and explosive movement every day, whether it's in the weight room, on the practice field, or whatever. And I think that's really, really important that it shows the players how their mindset can affect their performance. So if you go out there and perform relative to how you feel, which I would think that most football players at this point in the season don't feel perfectly well, but you have to have the kind of mental toughness to be able to persevere through that, still push yourself to improve and get better, so that you can become a better player and evaluate and actually create more value for yourself, and also creates value for your team. And so that's really, really important for us to be able to not practice how we feel, not have some external factor have to be a motivator for us to feel like we need to practice and improve. And we have to get everybody on our team, sort of bought into that concept so that we can perform well and improve each and every day in terms of what we do. We're looking forward to the game this week. Obviously, it's an early game on SEC Network. We still want our fans to get up bright and early and be here in Bryant-Denny Stadium and create a great atmosphere for our players. I mean, the last two games, I think the fans in the Tennessee and LSU game have had a tremendous impact on the outcome of the game in terms of how it affected our players and how it affected the team that we were playing. So that's something that we really appreciate and hope will continue in a very positive way. Tomorrow's Veterans Day, and I'd like to wish and thank all the veterans who have served our country, made our country a safe place for all of us to live, in one of the greatest countries in the world. Your service is certainly appreciated, and I would just like to thank you for that and wish you all a blessed day for all the things that you did and the sacrifices that you made. I know Cecil is struggling a little bit right now health-wise, and I just want him and his family to know our thoughts and prayers are with him. He's represented the journalistic profession in about as a professional way as anybody that I know. And we certainly are hoping that he has a speedy recovery.
With that, we'll start with Nick Kelly. Nick, go ahead.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier today about competition at center. What kinds of things do you look at for that position when you evaluate players at center?
Well, it's no different at center than every other position. You got to do your job. You got to block the right guy. You got to be able to finish the block. You got to play the technique correctly so that you have the opportunity to have the best chance to be successful at the position. I know everybody tries, but the performance has got to be evaluated in a way that we're fair and honest with every player that's competing at every position. And if somebody can play better, then that's what we have to evaluate and sort of decide and determine.
Go to Michael Casagrande.
Yeah, how have you seen the offensive line and the running backs respond this week in practice, and what's been your message to them?
Well, I think that, my message has been, all those guys want to play better. They're anxious to try to improve and play better. And, we need to do a better job with them so that they have a better opportunity to play better in terms of preparation. They have to make sure they're doing everything they can do in the right way so they can do that. I think they've responded well for the most part. And this has got to be an opportunity for us to improve and get better. I think everybody in the organization wants to help everybody on our team, get better. And when you have a segment of the team who is a little frustrated with their performance, I think it's especially important to be supportive and do everything that we can to help those guys, play better. But they have responded well. But I think we need to play better, as an entire team. I mean, there's not any part of our team that can improve. I think, and that's got to be the focus for everybody on our team.
Go to Charlie Potter.
Hey, Coach, just sticking with the O-line and center, just how has Darian Dalcourt progressed this week with his injury?
He's still day to day. I can't really make a call right now, but if he's not able to do some things in practice tomorrow, he dressed out today. He didn't really do a whole lot. If he can do some things tomorrow, then, maybe he can play in the game, but we'll have to just wait and see.
Go to Aaron Suttles.
What would you hope for Jahleel Billingsley's contribution going forward? And do you think the offense has missed his production recently?
Yeah, but I mean, when a guy has opportunities, he's got to take advantage of them. He's got to play fast. Can't drop the ball. So, yeah, do we miss his production? Yeah, but when he gets the opportunities, he's got to take advantage of it, and he's got to play fast. And he's certainly a guy that can help us in some kind of way. We need him to sort of go out there and play like he's capable of playing. And that's certainly our responsibility as coaches to try to get him to do that.
Got two more. We'll go to Tony.
You mentioned some of the young guys at center. What have you seen from Seth McLaughlin, and what does he offer at that position?
Well, Seth would be the next guy up. He's made a lot of improvement, plays really well. He's really smart. He's tough. He's competitive. And he plays with the intangibles that we're looking for at that position.
We'll finish up with Sam. Sam
Hey,
Gordon.
Nick, I know you touched a little bit on Henry's situation last week, but I was wondering if you could speak to who he was during his time at Alabama and the way he represented the program during his tenure there.
Right. Well, first of all, we have a tremendous amount of compassion for all the victims, in this tragic affair, the families of the people who were affected, and, our thoughts and prayers are with them. This was a little bit sort of for me, knowing Henry Ruggs as a player here who never had any issues, was a first-class citizen, was a guy that did everything right. I don't think he was ever in my office once for having an issue or a problem, whether it was in school, as a person off the field, or as a player. So, I hate it for him, but we're also very sensitive to the decision that he made and the catastrophic consequence to other folks that it created, and what it's going to create for him in his future as well.